The Saltpeter Cave, Bluff, and the Capture of the Powder Works There by S.C. Turnbo. On the south side of the White River in Marion County, Arkansas, and some 6 or 7 miles below Oakland, is a noted bluff that a few of the early pioneers along the White River claimed that during the earliest settling up of Marion County that one night an explosion occurred in the face of this bluff. The detonation was said to have been heard for miles and resembling the bursting of a large meteor causing the earth to tremble. Whether this to be true or not, I have no way of confirming, but it is possible that such a report was heard and was in connection to the memorable earthquake of 1811. Now, this bluff was made famous during the early part of the Civil War, and the Confederate authorities kept a small force of men there a while to protect the powder works and the employees while engaged in the manufacture of powder from saltpeter that was found here. The powder was made for the use of the Confederate soldiers, and the saltpeter was taken from a cave in the bluff, hence the name of the bluff. A brief account from several sources of the capture of the Confederate forces and the works here are given to show something of the soldiers employed here and the extent of the works. First, we will quote from the official records of the War Rebellion that the writer examined in the Confederate Home Library at Higginsville, Missouri, in the month of June 1907. General Samuel R. Curtis, a federal officer, in reporting to General H. W. Halleck, under the date of November 30th, 1862, says that General Herron said that the saltpeter works were destroyed. 60 prisoners were taken and over 100 horses. The troops who took the works were the 1st Iowa, the 10th Illinois, and the 2nd Wisconsin. The commander of this combined force was Colonel D. Wickersham of the 10th Illinois. The southern men captured belonged to Burnbridge's command. 500 shotguns were also captured. In another report, we read that Captain Birch, the 14th Missouri State Militia, with 40 men destroyed the saltpeter works, which included 5 buildings, 1 engine, 26 large kettles, 6 tanks, blacksmith and carpenter shop and tools, $6,000 worth of saltpeter, 500 barrels of jerked beef, and 42 prisoners. This last report claimed to be the second destruction of the works and was reported by Brigadier General E. B. Brown of Springfield, Missouri, December 18, 1862, to General Samuel R. Curtis. Another report says that Milton Birch claimed that the force at the cave were 23 men who were captured and the shotguns and old rifles were destroyed. 4 mules, 3 horses, 2 wagons were captured. The wagons were destroyed and the saltpeter works cost the Confederate government $30,000. Captain McNair was in command of the Southern forces at the cave, and the Federal forces marched to this bluff from Ozark, Christian County, Missouri. We will now give a brief account of the capture of the Saltpeter Cave Bluff Works by Mum Treat, a Southern man who was one of the party employed to assist in making powder. He says, "When the Federals attacked the works, there were 13 men present who were in charge of Perry Tucker and Pate Moreland as cook and waiter. Our camp was on the summit of the bluff and consisted of a few log huts, 2 of which was filled with dried beef. The men were paid 60 cents per day in Chattanooga money, which was good currency at the time. We had got in a fair way of turning out powder when the Federal forces put an end to the works. The strength of the Federal forces that captured the works was 150 strong and was under the command of Captain Birch. Soon after we were taken prisoners, the Union forces burned our quarters and destroyed the other works, except, if I mistake not, they left a few of the large kettles uninjured. Among our party that were captured were Henry Ray, he's the son of M.P. Ray, who lived at the mouth of East Sugarloaf Creek, and John Yandell, who lived on Elbow Creek in Taney County, Missouri, and John Crawford, who also lived in Taney County. Henry Ray died suddenly on the sidewalk in St. Louis while the prisoners were being marched through the city. It was supposed that he was overcome by heat. It was intimated by Mr. Treat that the Southern forces who were ordered to guard and protect the men and works got too far away on the approach of the Federals. Some of the foregoing reports made by some of the Federal officers to their superiors in rank were no doubt exaggerated, and if there be any second capture of these works, I was never reliably informed of it.